Toronto is Canada's largest city, and nearly half the population was born outside the country, making it the most multicultural city in the world.
We have people from the Netherlands, we have people from London, we have people from Ghana, Nigeria.
It's home to nearly 3 million people, and it feels like bits and pieces of the whole world decided to come together in this one place. As a Nigerian, Canada is one of the most talked about places on people's lips whenever they think about emigrating to live in a different country.
I'm going to choose Canada 1,000 times over being in Nigeria.
And I've always wondered what was so fascinating about this country. I've heard so many things about Toronto, Canada in the media. The good.
This is Canada!
The bad.
The skyrocketing cost of living is difficult for both people who've lived in Canada for a long time.
And the ugly.
So far in 2024, 572 people have died due to unregulated drugs.
So in this video, as I arrive in the heart of Toronto, Canada for the first time, I want to explore its rich culture, meet the people, see all the multiple sides of this city.
Guys, check this out! This is the Toronto lifestyle!
And of course, tick off a big box on my bucket list, visiting the Niagara Falls, a natural wonder of the earth I've always dreamed of experiencing. When I arrived in Toronto, the first thing that struck me was how expensive everything was, especially accommodation. Toronto is Canada's largest city, and the demand for accommodation is crazy, especially in the downtown area, which is a big hub for businesses.
The whole of Canada, when it comes to like housing in Canada is very, very expensive. And in Toronto, it is even more crazy, like crazier than other provinces.
I was trying to book a hotel and saw that the average cost for a night ranged anywhere from $200 to $400, depending on the season and the location. Hey, what's up guys, what's happening? Currently walking downtown Toronto streets. I'm here with my G. Introduce yourself. Why are you saying I beg?
His baby.
Don't be stupid. This is Mitch. He lives in Canada. We went to the same university, and I couldn't afford to stay in a hotel, so I had to stay at his place because the hotel cost here is crazy. So what I want to do on this vlog today is just to share my experience exploring Toronto for the first time with you guys. So yeah, let's go. One thing people have always complained about in Canada is the weather, and even though I was here during the end of summer, it was still super chilly. Apparently for Mitch, she said this is like it's even hot, so everybody's happy.
I don't think anyone will job when it's actually cold outside.
How do you guys survive in this place, man? We are cold, you are not friends at all.
Toronto is not that bad. The rest of Canada though, Ottawa is just 4 hours away and they go up to like -40. Also from my personal experience, I don't like the cold. Like once it's 20 degrees, I'm cold.
So how do you now deal with whenever it's winter? Because I heard winter is like 5 months.
Is it 5 months? Let me see. November, December, January. You know what? It is 5 months. Oh my God, we're suffering. We're actually suffering.
I definitely wouldn't want to be here in January, which is one of the coldest months in most provinces. The sun can be out and you will still need multiple layers of clothing for protection. I'm currently inside Tim Hortons, which is their main coffee store that they have here. Everybody that comes to Canada or lives in Canada, they try out the Tim Hortons. It's like a culture here. Currently at a place that is similar to their Times Square in Toronto. Look at it, with all the big ass billboards all around me. While downtown, I saw people of different ethnicities from all over the world having one event or another, which pointed to Toronto's incredible cultural diversity. Guys, currently I'm in the middle of the square and there's a big Indian event happening at the moment. Just now we had a Palestine event just happening. Nearly half of the city's population is made up of immigrants, making it one of the most multicultural cities in the world.
We have people from the Netherlands, we have people from London, we have people from Ghana, Nigeria, like all over. And it's so interesting to learn about their different cultures, their different backgrounds, everything like that.
In the real sense, they say there is no real Canadian. Like every Canadian is an immigrant. So even down to the Prime Minister, like his parents migrated from France. Everyone has an immigrant background.
It depends on where you go. You're going to feel a completely different version of Canada. So like the East Coast is its own thing. French Canada, Quebec is its own thing. The major cities, Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver are each their own thing and all have very different vibes. But regardless of where you are within Canada, I hope that you feel welcome because it is supposed to be, you know, what we represent. There's definitely a multicultural vibe here.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm good.
Where are you from? Nigeria?
Yeah, Nigeria.
Oh, nice. Were you born here?
Nah, I was born in Nigeria.
How long
Besides
ago?
Mushin, Nigeria.
Oh, really? Nigerians are everywhere. Guys, a place called Kensington Market. Apparently it's a place where you can get a lot of street food, and it's a place that has this many restaurants on the left and on the right. I can see a Jamaican store just close by. As I walked the streets, I could smell the aromas of various foods from across the world, and the lively street art told the stories of many communities that call Toronto home. What country is this food from?
This is from Salvador.
Salvadorian food.
Yeah.
In front of me I have Mexican food. On the other side there's probably food from Nigeria too. So there's food from almost everywhere across the world on this spot here.
This market is known for its very vintage, old school type of vibe. It used to be owned by Jewish people, but now it's just like a mix of like vintage and like cultural food and aesthetic.
I want to try one of the foods here. There's the food called poutine. I've never heard of it before, but I heard it's pretty popular here. So I want to try it out and see what it tastes like at this restaurant in Kensington Market. So guys, I'm about to try out the poutine. It's spelled P-O-U-T-I-N-E, not P-U-T-I-N. I don't know what this is, but it's like chips and there's gravy on top. Let's try it out. Hopefully it's good. It's just in the middle. I don't know what this is though. But yeah, not bad. Living in Toronto can be both exciting and demanding. The city offers a high quality of life with excellent public services, world-class education, and a strong job market.
I love school. I love it so much. The teachers are really kind. There's so much resources, like free resources. I go to York and they have so much resources on campus to make sure that we're comfortable, that we're settled in. They have clubs, they have facilities that will make sure that you're just okay.
However, these benefits come at a cost, as we will see later in this video. So you've been living here for how many years now?
I think going 2 years, 3 years now.
And what's it like for you living here?
It's been a different experience, different from where I'm actually coming from. To be short, Canada gives, Canada takes.
I moved to Canada January 2016. So the bitter part is the cost of living. Everything in Canada is expensive. This, for example, is 1,600 square foot, and currently I'm paying 10,600 and some change thereabouts every month for this.
Wow.
And I still get to pay electricity. Electricity is expensive as I still get to pay for gas. So when you match the cost with like what you're making, like you get to see that you're making a lot of money, but a lot of money keeps going back to like paying people. So you get to like pay a lot of money out back from what you're making.
On an average, how much of people's salary do they pay in tax in Toronto?
It could go easily up to 30%, I think. Depends on how much you earn. The more you earn, the more you are taxed. Sometimes you want to think about that extra job improvement. Like, do you want to take that promotion and pay more tax or not?
Toronto is one of the most expensive cities in Canada, with housing prices that rival those of major global cities like New York and London. The cost of renting a one-bedroom apartment in the downtown area can easily surpass $2,000 per month, and buying property is even more unlikely, with average home prices hovering around $750,000.
I'm from the UK, so like my money convert goes quite far, but still even in a couple days here, if you wanted to go out and do things, you're spending a couple $100s.
It's expensive, especially as a Jamaican. Like I still said, like it's better for him because of, you know, his currency, but mine, it's expensive. Like I'm scared to spend money.
This has made it difficult for many, especially newcomers, to settle in the city comfortably.
Toronto is expensive, but it depends on where you choose to live. If you're trying to see this view, like downtown Toronto, Lakeshore, yeah, you pay out of pocket.
I met up with another friend who lives in a 2-bedroom apartment downtown, and he agreed to give me a tour.
Hello guys, so this is my space, open concept living room and kitchen. There's also a small dining set where we eat. And over here we play games. There's a small bar there for drinks. There's a cute little balcony. And welcome to my bedroom. My bedroom also has a small office table where I work sometimes, you know. But here is where I sleep. Sometimes I watch TV in the bedroom. or in the living room, depending on the vibe, you know. And here's a walk-in closet. It has a view of the lake and the airport. You have a small workout section here, and then another office space for working. I like to sit down over here. It also converts to bed whenever I have visitors, and of course you can see the good view from here too.
So guys, it's so interesting that I came to Toronto during the Toronto Film Festival. Can you imagine? So guys, that's the hub behind me. Look at how packed it is. So many people are here. This is one of the reasons why things are currently very expensive, according to that lady.
For the next couple weeks, it's TIFF.
Yeah.
And I mean, Toronto can be pricey, but for the next 2 weeks, it's absolutely insane.
So guys, here they have this thing called the Canada Walk of Fame. It's similar to the one they have in LA, which has the names of very famous people. I was literally a guy in the middle of the road sleeping on the floor. And that points to the state of homelessness in Toronto. And this is also because many of the houses here are super expensive. A lot of people can afford to live in them. So even many of all these high-rise buildings you see here, they're actually empty. But then we have somebody sleeping in the middle of the road. Toronto has one of the highest rates of homelessness in Canada, with over 8,700 people estimated to be homeless on any given night.
Right from time, we have homeless people in Canada, but in recent time, it has actually like increased like drastically. Like every corner you see homeless people, and it was never like that.
I don't blame them. To get a place, you need a job, you need a bank account. To open a bank account, you need an ID. To get an ID, you need a place to stay. Like it's just around, you know?
The landlords are like investors. Most of them bought the house and they want to make that back their money. So they require that the tenant is coming in, they can verify that the person can keep paying every year. So they need to see like a good job, a good credit score. They need to see like pay slips over time and all that. But this can be challenging for immigrants because immigrants don't have all of these things.
This high level of homelessness always eventually spirals into a drug problem. Right on the streets, I came across so many homeless people, with some shooting up needles in broad daylight and everyone walking past them like it was just another regular day. This is your spot?
Yeah.
So you don't have like a home or something? No house?
No house, no house.
Oh, so how are you surviving? How do you take care of yourself every day?
Shelter outside, bench or park, tent, anything. Kensington market, anything.
Okay, why? Is the rent too high?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking, honestly, to see so many people struggling in such a prosperous city. This is your first time riding the subway. How does that make you feel?
Unfortunately so.
Why did you never ride it?
I didn't have any need for it though.
Oh, you're afraid that they said things used to happen on the subway?
That's true. No, for real. Like people have had a lot of bad experiences. That one too.
What kind of bad experiences happen?
I mean, you can crackheads. People just, I won't say homeless, but like you see a lot of people that I know like really unkept.
But I don't see any crackhead here.
Not right now though. Like if you take the other line, I think there are two lines. Line 1, line 2. Yeah, you get like
you see a lot of crackheads.
Yeah, kind of.
Would you say Toronto is safe?
It's safe. Like I'm not scared of getting kidnapped randomly.
I was just asking her when she put her bag here, and I was like, "Oh, hope your bag is safe." And next thing she said,
"Not London. It's not London, guys.
It's not London."
I don't normally take public transport in my home country, but here I feel safer doing it. I've done it so much times. I'm going out with friends. I'm staying out late, and I feel safe. I feel happy. It feels like a completely different environment, and I love it. I love it so much.
Despite being such a big city, I still feel safe walking around. So I really like that about it.
Oh, so you're loving it so far?
Yeah, I am.
Toronto is still one of the safest cities in North America. It consistently ranks high in global safety indices, often cited for its low crime rates and efficient public services. And I never at any time felt unsafe while walking on the streets. Currently at Berczy Park. It's kind of like the mini Central Park in this area where you can come chill and experience it just like every other popular city out there.
Nice thing about Toronto is that there are lots of like nice parks around, like beautiful parks like this. And you can also get bicycles, rent bicycles here to drive around and park somewhere else. You see a dock like this where you're parking.
and we are about to ride a bike for the first time in Toronto. This is one of the ways people actually used to get around. I just need to pull out my phone, get on an app, and get a bike. Riding a bike in Toronto. Living in a city like this is definitely exciting, even though it comes with its own set of challenges. The public services here are top-notch, with a great public transport system that can take you almost anywhere you need to go. The healthcare system is solid, and there are beautiful parks and public spaces all over the city where you can unwind. So it's no surprise that this has become the prime destination for many immigrants across the world. So what are we about to do now?
We're going on a boat ride now, so...
when did you learn how to ride boat?
I learned it when I was in Toronto.
Are you serious?
I got a boating license and everything.
Wow. Guys, can you imagine? You just step out of the house and come to the jetty to come and ride the boat. See where we are. Just on this side is the CN Tower, and there's a boat here now that I want to check out. Oh wow. See where he picks the key from. What the hell?
Yeah, we got the key.
Are you serious? Can you imagine? The same way we picked up the bike to ride it, that's the same way he's also picking up the boat to ride it. That is so interesting. So can I come in?
Yeah, you can come in.
Okay.
You want to come in from the front or the back?
I like to come in from the front.
Okay. Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, ready for the drive.
See, this is Toronto lifestyle. I'm probably experiencing the luxury part of it because I've been on a boat but not ridden by somebody I know. Like, this is what happens when you start to live in Toronto. Like, see guys, we're just riding the boat out, man.
Welcome to Toronto.
Welcome to Toronto. This is the life you're living in Toronto. Can you imagine? Just riding the boat, watching the beautiful sunset. Oh my Jesus,
Beautiful,
I'm moving to Toronto.
Beautiful,
so
yeah.
man.
Please, this. Beautiful, yeah.
So I moved here end of January from London.
Yeah.
So I'm here on a working holiday visa.
Okay.
And honestly, the vibe was just to change. Like, I was born and raised in Wembley, been in London all my life, and I've always said before I turn 30, before I have kids, I need to live in a new city. So when I saw like the whole process on how to move to Canada was super easy, I thought, why not? But to be honest, I've been to Canada like 5 times. But one thing I will say about Toronto, it's a lot slower than London. For my Londoners, you already know everything's fast paced. If the bus is taking 2 minutes, we're getting angry. And I felt like in a weird way, it was kind of like heightening my anxiety. So I thought, let me try Canada, see what the vibe is like. Canada's cool. Maybe it's not up to London part, but it's cool. But I do feel like mentally, my mental health has gone from like here to here.
Birmingham or here? If you had to pick one, which one?
Here, 100%. 100% here. The city is just more alive. Everyone's just more like happy, and the culture's just like, it's more diverse.
In Hong Kong, like, we have like so many people but so little space.
Yeah.
In Canada, it's like much more spacious. So it feels more chill and just laid back than the ones in Hong Kong. Yeah.
Toronto has its charm, you know? Like, once you live here, you will love it. Like, I don't know, there's something about it. You do everything to just stay.
For a lot of Nigerians, it's seen as a land of opportunity. A place where you can build a better life, get a good education, and maybe even start that business you've always dreamed of.
I sell perfume oils.
Okay.
And I am just here hustling like a Nigerian because, you know, you can take the girl out of Nigeria, but you cannot take Nigeria out of the girl. So I just found this spot, and I just come out here and sell and just do my thing.
As of 2024, over 50,000 Nigerians were living in Toronto, and that number is only growing. So everybody wants to live in Canada, you know. A lot of people from Nigeria are moving. They are jackmen to Canada. Would you say it's how people think it is?
I don't think it's how it's like exactly represented. You just come in and the next thing, a company is calling you, come and work.
Yeah.
But definitely it's not like that. Like, you still have to come, put in the work. Not even put in the work, you have to look for work. You will sweat before you look for work.
Looking for a job here is so hard. There's so many people in every field. It's just the competition is so high. But at the same time, that pushes you to, I guess, add on your skills so you can stand out, which is beneficial for you in the long run.
I feel like Toronto is a place for young people to be able to network and find people in the same industry as you. If you can excel in Toronto, the world is your oyster.
Currently at CN Tower, the biggest landmark in Toronto, Canada. From any point in Toronto, you can always see the CN Tower, which was the world's tallest freestanding structure for 32 years until it was surpassed by the Burj Khalifa. Finally, we are at the top of the CN Tower. Check this out. When I reached the top, the first thing that hit me was the view. It's breathtaking, with the entire city of Toronto sprawling out beneath me. What it looks like when you're walking on glass, literally. Ooh, that's scary. This glass breaks, that's the end. This spot here is a very popular spot in Toronto. It's where everybody comes to take pictures with this sign. And these are the arches. I think they are dedicated to the people who lost their lives in the freedom of fighting for Toronto. Speaking of history, Toronto has a very fascinating one. Founded in 1793 as the town of York by British Governor John Graves, it was originally a small colonial outpost. After the War of 1812, it was rebuilt and eventually renamed Toronto in 1834, derived from a Mohawk word meaning a place where trees stand in the water. Amazingly, Toronto is home to an estimated 10 million trees today, which is very odd for many major cities. These trees do more than just beautify the city and keep the air clean. They also give Canada one of its greatest exports, maple syrup.
Canada prepares to fly its new flag that will make the maple leaf the official as well as the popular symbol of the country.
Maple syrup has deep roots, starting with the indigenous people, who were the first people to live in Canada before everyone else arrived. They represent roughly 5% of the total Canadian population and were the first people to tap maple trees for sap long before Europeans arrived. Over time, this practice evolved into the large-scale production we can see now. Canada, especially the province of Quebec, is the world's largest producer of maple syrup, cranking out over 70% of the global supply. The next day, it was time to get to the highlight of my trip. Ever since I decided to come to Toronto, visiting Niagara Falls has been at the top of my list. So, with the city waking up behind me, I hit the road with my friend, excited for what was to come. So guys, behind me is the whole town of Niagara. So many activities are here. So I'm walking to a place where they have go-karts. And I want to try it out and see what that actually feels like. But yeah, so many things to do, so many.
Hi guys.
Hello.
How are ya? Straight down that way.
About to try one of the activities now, which is riding the Ferris wheel. Guys, the view from here is so sick, man. You can see like the whole of the skyline of Niagara. You can see the Niagara Falls, and then behind me is the go-kart spots, and also so many other sights to see from up here, man. So beautiful. It's so interesting that everybody that you can see in this gondola, whatever it's called, they live in Canada, but they've never been here before. This is the problem I have with people. Why you guys don't travel? Like why haven't you been here before? Huh?
Yes.
What about you?
No time.
Well, there's time today.
Now you know, I could do anything.
Anything?
I bet.
One child go-karting in Niagara. currently at Niagara Falls, currently on the Canada side, and on this other side, this is United States of America, which looks so interesting because it's so close. You can swim across the water and get to the other side. It is beautiful. This is a wonder of nature. God is amazing, man, with the things He creates. Niagara Falls was much higher in terms of height, but in terms of scale, this is way bigger. The amount of water flowing into this at every single time, you have to make sure that you don't drop anything over here, because anything you drop, when you fall over this railing, that's the end, you are gone. What's also amazing is that Niagara Falls isn't just a natural wonder, it's a powerhouse, literally. Both the US and Canada have power stations here using the falls to generate electricity for millions of people.
Man, Niagara is stunning. I've been living in Canada for 2 years and I've never been here.
Why?
Because I live in Ottawa. So Ottawa is about 6-7 hours away from here, so it requires a lot of planning. Now that I'm here, I actually regret not coming earlier because it's actually breathtaking. There are a lot of things to do and I feel like I didn't explore Niagara enough, and I will actually be back again.
Niagara Falls is one of those places that completely takes your breath away, and no matter how many photos or videos you've seen, nothing compares to actually being here. Guys, I've been looking for something to eat that is from Canada, like something that is very popular with Canada. I've tried out the Tim Hortons coffee, and now Tammy, my friend, what's up, say hi to my people.
Hi guys.
He lives in Canada, so he was like, oh, I need to try out this Timbits, and I'm like, okay.
The popular Canadian snack.
Okay, what's so special about it?
It's just something a lot of people like have on the go, take with coffee, have like as breakfast, just normal typical Canadian snack. How does it taste?
Too sweet.
Sugar is the bad part, and sugar is not good for me.
Sugar is not good for us, for sure. I had an incredible time exploring Toronto. The city's diversity, culture and energy are truly something special. But even with all the beauty and opportunities here, I couldn't help but notice the challenges too, like the high cost of living and the difference between the affluent areas and those struggling with issues like homelessness. It's a reminder that no place is perfect, not even in a country as developed and peaceful as Canada. And it's also shown me that nowhere is ever just one thing. There's always more beneath the surface that we don't see. At the end of the day, when you really look at it, was it worth it coming to Canada?
It actually is worth it. Opportunities abound. For me, I'm always seeking new avenues to actually grow myself or better myself, and just being around people that actually think in that like manner would actually propel you to do more for yourself.
Everything here is a new experience. I think again the opportunity to meet new people, even coming across you, I'm definitely happy like I've changed my environment.
Canada gave me that opportunity for me to be able to, build something. Of course, I'm going to choose Canada 1,000 times over being in Nigeria.
I had an amazing time in Canada, and it has definitely left an impression on me, and I'm so grateful for the experience I've had here. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to help me reach my goal of 1 million subscribers before the end of the year. See you on the next one. Peace.